with the 4.7 million, that's with the actual public works building being included in this, and I think you heard, Roger Mack explain about, the bids, how they came out on this. We did really well, and the future costs going forward. We had that informational presented, and the other one is just for the just for the police and admin, the one below the blue comment there. So, what we'll do is we'll take ask for a motion on the general contracting one, and if we go, if that one does pass, we're gonna include the four other, which are mechanical, it's the plumbing, the electrical, and the site work one. The one you'll see a little bit different, will be the site work one. We did add that, project man added the road to that piece, which would be included in the site work, when he was taking a look at the layout of the ground on that one. So Banton is the low bidder for the public works, and Columbus is the low bidder for just the police station admin. And the standard ones through the other four supporting subcontracts are the same, so there's not a choice between those right now. So right now, if I can ask for a motion on this, focusing in on the general contractor one, is there a preference on those two items that they're recommending?
Just to clarify, and I think I got this
Could you
right.
use the mic, please?
Just to clarify and make sure I got this correct, you were asking for a motion to either do Plan A or Plan B. Plan A would be with both the public works and police admin, or Plan B would be with just the police and admin. Am I correct? I would like to make the motion to move forward to the next stage with the police admin and public works. And I don't wanna be deceptive, I mean, there's $4,704,000 for that, but there are, well, we have to add the cost of the other contracts as well, so. I'm not sure how you wanna frame the motion, but I'm gonna make the motion to move forward with both public works and the police admin inclusive.
Okay, that one's on the floor. That one would include all four of the mechanical, the plumbing, the electric, and the site work to go along with it to complement that particular item. There is a difference in, like you saw on that letter, difference in the contractors given which way we go on this. Right now, we have the public works income combined on the floor. Is there a second?
I think, kicking that can down the road with the public works, we should address it now because it'll be more expensive in the long run, so I'm gonna second the motion.
Okay, there's a second on the motion. Now, I give you a little bit of differentiating costs. The total piece of this, when we look at it, it's gonna be anywhere from 9.5 million to 7.5 million. 7.5 would just be with the police, the admin, and with the public works would be the 9.5. Now, given that also there's a little bit, about $500,000 in there for a risk factor, so those, if it would apply to something would happen. So we're looking around a little bit less than 9 total on the public works one. Okay, so I got the second discussion on this one, and it's the first part of the letter for the general contractor with the other four subcontractors as well, so.
Discussion.
Yes, ma'am.
I think we should just table all of these. We're going down the same route, no public meeting. And in the November 18th meeting, Dave asked that he did not see a final plan, and will the board and the public see a final plan? And Eric, you said yes. Where's the public meeting? We're doing the same thing again. And with the comments that were made tonight, I have to say I agree. We keep switching money back and forth, open space, general fund, open space, general fund. I'm just asking,
What do you
nobody's
mean,
saying,
switching money
nobody's,
back and forth? Just so you mean?
you understand, you know what I'm saying. We bought it with open space and then we paid open space back because we bought it, which we should have just bought it with the general fund money. But to go on, I just wanna make sure what we're doing isn't gonna come back to haunt us. We need new facilities. I'm not against the building. Someone told me I was against the building, I'm not against the building. If we would have paid attention to some things that popped up in the very beginning, in 2023, we would have a building now, but we just kept going down the same road. I'm just asking, let's be cautious. Let's do everything in the right order to get things done efficiently, quickly, and ethically and legally. That's all I'm asking.
Efficiently and quickly, we've been doing it, well, this board in all its forms has been doing this since 2019. 5.5 years to get here. This is prior to me coming on the board. I don't know who had kicked the can, who had tabled us till another time on their bingo cards, but we knew that was coming. We can't, at some point you've got to engage. Now this is to move forward to the next part. This isn't digging tomorrow. This is to try to get a satisfactory contract together. We don't have that yet. This is to award that once that contract is in. Our when I became a commissioner, I asked a question like, what is our most valuable asset in the township? And I soon learned very quickly, since I didn't want to do all the work, was our employees. Our employees are our most valuable asset. They're the ones who get things done. We are in charge, for lack of a better word, of our employees. We have to at least provide them with a reasonable workspace. I don't think you disagree with that. And right now, the buildings are in bad shape. We just learned last week that the police building is possibly in critical shape. It's not gonna last a long time. Even if we got the contracts approved tonight, it's still gonna be 1.5, 2 years before you occupy the buildings. It's our job just to provide our employees with a decent workspace. There are no frills in this building. The only thing extra that was added, and really was for the benefit of the public, is we have the main room, but then we have a side room for in case you gotta break out into executive session, so you don't have to clear rooms. That's the only fluff that was put in this building. Everything else is just basic. It's time to do it. I know I hate spending this much money. And I know that everything that goes wrong we'll be blamed for, but everything that goes right, the next future people will take credit for. It's just time to get this done. What will be very wasteful if we did all this work and we walk away from it. And it's, the easy thing is just say, just table it, kick the can down the road, whatever the other words are. I'll take responsibility for this decision. We worked on this very hard. Staff worked on this very hard. Probably harder than we did in some spots. It's just time to do it. Get it done. The bids came in remarkably good. That was the quote from our project manager. We had over 40 bidders on this thing. He says that's remarkable. We expected 13 to 16 on a good day. I'll tell you what, I'm only gonna take a guess, and it's hard to back this up. If we bid this out a year ago, I think it would be more expensive. And we were told to put this out to bid early this year because all those ARPA funds were getting dried up and all the contractors are hungry. We hit the sweet spot. And this is good for everybody. Yes, it's a lot of money, but guess what? We're not borrowing any money, we're paying cash for it. I challenge any other township to pay cash for this much stuff. This is a win-win. Yes, it costs money, it is not going to raise taxes. Please, if we can all agree on anything, let's just move forward to the next stage. There's $500,000 in here of contingency, there's $300,000 of owner cash. They call it owner cash, but that's not the correct term. That's for future boards to say, listen, we forgot a filing cabinet in room B. Take it out of the $300,000. Without going So, I don't know, I've tried everything I can. I heard the public's concerns, you know, this whole narrative has turned into, don't build it there, you know, don't build it here on the farm, but don't build it there, don't build it anywhere. That's where the narrative, go online, look at all the comments, just don't build this, that's the whole thing. So, you know, save me your, whatever, I'll leave it at that.
Hey, Don, have you looked into how?
Hey, you're out of order.
Building,
You're out of order. You're out of order. You're out of order.
building, how's that gonna affect the residents
officer,
in
please.
that neighborhood? Have you looked into that?
You're out of order. I asked you to leave. I told you 3 times.
You know it's election season when you start seeing certain faces
We're
around.
gonna ask you to leave.
I can leave.
So anyways, I
that's
just,
fair.
I urge my commissioners all, let's unify in this and work together to save money on this thing, so.
I agree with that, and as you recall, back in 2019, when we went through this process of selling the sewer system, the biggest thing we had on our plate was risk. And we got rid of the risk, as well as paying off the debt, and we did pay off all the debt, all the bonds were retired. We also fixed the pension funds that were about ready to cross over 70%. And we identified where we're gonna put the building as well. We did that right after we got the funds back in 22. And also, we had scoped out some other places that may happen as well. So, every time we say the public doesn't know, we gotta remember we're a representative form of government. And how you define public, is that just who shows up to the meeting, who has interest in this, who is the public? We define that as the folks that are elected to represent that public, which are over the 6,000 folks we have here. And we've been working on this for quite a while, and any more smoke screens saying, not everybody knew about it, no one knows about it, someone's doing something different. Well, we reviewed that with all our legal folks. We also did a review with the transfer of the funds, making sure it was paid for the general fund with our auditor and our accountants. It's all square. So right now, we have a motion and second to go.
Just
public
one
works
more
building.
point, if I may, I know Tina made a very good comment about alternate sites, this is the alternate site. We had another one, but it was way too small, and, at first it looked okay, but it was just way too small. So this is the alternate site, there is no other alternate plans on the table, or even in concept at this point. That's what I wanted to say.
Comment then?
Yeah.
We all know as commissioners up here, we need a new township building, or we need a plan. And I think a plan would be probably a new building. But the risk of starting all over building on open space after what we went through and spent on Samola, that's a heck of a risk. It really is, and we do care for our employees and our people, but I think the ruling in the courts, there's high risk here built on that, very high risk. And I think we better think about it and consider that. It's very important. Thank you.
Any more discussion?
Dave and I only had an hour meeting with who are they, Boyle. There you go, I'm not even sure of the name. The other commissioners have had months to discuss this. We were given a summary sheet. It's not enough information. You're asking us to make a decision in less than a week of awarding one of the biggest contracts that we'll ever be involved with. That's my comment there. We're going down the same road. Just a month. Organize a public meeting, that's all. People, yes, we are representative government, but we are supposed to take the people's opinions into consideration. And we're not. They wanna see what we're doing, not just the plans, we wanna know where the money is. Let's face it, 3 of you are not gonna be sitting here next year at this time. There's gonna be different people. We need to know more about what we're doing.
All the finances, all the records are all recorded. We have all the data, you can look at these and you'll see exactly where the money's coming from. This is open space, this is not open space, it's a general property that we bought.
The plans have been out there. Now, somebody said, well, I'm gonna see a floor plan. We were told from day one, we cannot share the floor plans for security purposes, and if I'm wrong, please correct me. The elevations have been out there, they haven't changed that much. I mean, the building front changed a little bit, from brick and hardy plank, to brick and hardy plank versus just siding. But the plans have been out there, I mean, should be no surprise. So anyways, I'm sorry, Chase, call the question, let's get this done.
Okay,
I'm gonna go on.
motion on the floor, we had a discussion, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, against,
Nay,
motion carries. All three contracts are awarded. And now it's up to you.
Five contracts.
Five.
Five contracts.
Good?
Yep.
Okay.
Yes.
Next item on the list is